writing up our analysis. So for your assessment, there are 3 things that I'm going to get you to write up. You need to have at least two of these correct for achieved. But I want you to write all 3 so that you have a backup in case you make a mistake. So the features are, we need to talk about the shape of the data, we need to look at what the centre is and compare that, and we've also got to look at the spread of the data and compare that. For merit, we will go on and we will justify it, so we're going to give evidence as to why we've decided what we did. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the shape, and what I want you to do is, first and foremost, is we're going to draw a line over the top of your data and match to one of these shapes that I'm going to show you. So a normal distribution looks like this. It's a lovely hill shape, there's a single peak in the middle, both sides are symmetric, and sometimes we talk about it having a bell-shaped curve. If we're talking about left skewed data, then this is the distribution and what it looks like. And you can see there that there's a longer tail on the left hand side, and that's how I know it's left skewed, because there's a long tail on the left hand side. Our next distribution is a right skewed, and there's our third graph, and you can see there the tail, there's a longer tail on the right hand side, which is why we talk about it being right skewed. Bimodal, the word bi means 2, like bicycle's got 2 wheels, so a bimodal is a graph which has 2 peaks. Okay, so mode being common number, so bimodal means 2 common peaks. And the last shape, and you don't see this very often at this level, but the other shape that we might see is uniform, and that's a rectangular shape. So that's what you want to do, is you want to draw your shape over the top of your own data and match to one of these to describe it. So let's look at an actual data set and try and compare the shape and write up a sentence about it. So the first thing we want to do is draw a shape over the top. So I've just done in red pen here, I've shaded over the top of the female, and now I've drawn across the top of the male group. And what we want to do, when you draw this, I don't want you doing like one of those skylines which go up and down exactly. I want just that general overall shape, the general swish overall, not a detailed up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? So when I look at that, my next thing I've got to decide is what shape are those? And I go back to those shapes that I saw on the previous page. And for example, for the female, I notice there's one peak which is slightly on the right hand side of the graph, and there's a longer tail on the left hand side. So this is going to be a left skewed distribution. For the males, you've got a lot of the data is on the left hand side with a longer tail on the right hand side. So this is actually going to be more of a right skewed distribution. So then I need to think, right, are those shapes the same? Are they different? And now I'm going to write up a sentence, and I'm going to say, for my sample, I've noticed that the shape of the males and female bag weights have different shapes. And in particular, I'm going to say that the shape of the distribution of female bag weights is left skewed, while the shape of the male bag weights distribution is right skewed. Okay, so there's a comparative statement. I'm saying what the shapes are and that they are different for the 2 distributions. And notice the whole way through I talk about bag weights. Okay, so I'm always talking about the data and what the data is about. Now for a merit, I need to justify this. So let's have a look and see how I can justify that. Now I'm going to say my females is left skewed because this is what I'm looking for the merit. It's the because. Now I've said it's left skewed because you've got the peak on the right hand side and a longer tail on the left. Whereas the males being right skewed, I've said it's because there's a longer tail on the right hand side. So that's the addition you would add for the merit.